everyone, my name is MsFinn and today I will be reading A Sled for Gabo by MsFinn. The day it snowed, Gabo followed the whistling sound of an old steam radiator into the kitchen. He stood on tiptoe and glimpsed a metal can bobbing and bouncing in the water. Yum, he thought, before Mommy came and shooed Gabo away. Gabo pressed his face to the window, and his warm breath bloomed a cloud of fog onto the glass. He wiped it off and saw kids from his new school tugging sleds up the hill, then coasting down, whooping and shrieking all the while. Gabo didn't have a sled. His socks were cotton, not wool. He didn't have waterproof boots. He did have a hat with a pom-pom, but that was much too small. Vamos a resolver, Mommy said. They were going to figure it out. 1 sock, 2 sock, 3 socks, 4. Gabo's feet were toasty warm. Papi's hat slipped over his eyes, and Gabo rolled up the brim. Plastic bags are waterproof, so Mommy tied them to Gabo's sneakers. Mommy opened the door, and they looked out at the houses. All in a row, against the slate-gray sky, the colors popped. Maybe I should go find a sled, said Gabo, and with a little push from Mommy, he did. Rin, rin, qua, qua. Senor Ramos's dog, Sancho, barked joyfully to see Gabo at the door. Senor Ramos, do you have a sled? Gabo asked. I don't have a sled, Senor Ramos said, but I am making guava jam on toast for Isa, my granddaughter who is coming to visit. Isa is just your age. Why don't you stay a while? No gracias, said Gabo, who was much too shy for anyone just his age. Outside, Gabo played with Misufu, a cat who lived on the cover of a manhole and belonged to nobody and everyone at once. Misufu puffed his chest, and so did Gabo. Misufu shook out his coat, and so did Gabo, scattering icy snow. Gabo, mi amor. Hola, Señora Toban, said Gabo. What are you doing playing with Misufu instead of playing on the hill? I don't have a sled, Gabo explained. Señora Toban shook her head. You don't need a sled to play. Mira, my mango is ripe and ready to share. She held out the mango, carefully cubed, and nodded toward the snowy slope where school kids were skidding, gliding, and bumping down the hill. Gabo reached into his pocket and felt his leftover Christmas turon. There were 2 crunchy candy pieces. One could be for Gabo and one for a new friend. But Gabo was much too shy to hand out mango cubes and leftover Christmas turon. Gabo dragged his feet. The plastic bag started to slip. The snow was turning gray from all the traffic of the town. A lady in the distance waved a yellow-mittened hand. Tio Tim, Gabo yelled, Madrina! Tio Tim scooped Gabo into the air. He almost skimmed the sky. And what was that? Behind Madrina's back, there was a... Oh, Gabo said, feeling very small and very sad. The plastic tray was from the school cafeteria where Madrina worked. It was wrapped with a bow, but the plastic tray was not a sled. Sancho, yelled the girl, who could only be Isa, Senor Ramos's granddaughter. Sancho bounded towards Gabo and leaped into his arms. Sancho was perfectly happy, and Gabo forgot to be shy. Could I have a turn on your sled? Isa asked. I don't have a sled, Gabo said sadly. Of course you do. And on the plastic tray, Isa swooped right down to the bottom of the hill. She ran back up, and on that tray, Gabo coasted down, whooping and shrieking all the while. When the snowy day turned into icy dusk and the sledding hill was empty, the old steam radiator whistled, and the metal can sat on the counter to cool. Gabo handed out spoons, and Papi turned the crank of the can opener. Dulce de leche! Yelled Gabo and Isa at the exact same time, and then dipped their spoons into the can. Gabo licked his lips and reached into his pocket. There was one more treat that Gabo was not too shy to share. The end.